Alright, I thought this was going to be too close, but... Oh, do you know what? I can actually just move my seat back. Wow. Hi. I want to speak about how your lowest point is actually the potential to be your highest point. And I say this because it literally was for me when I went through the lowest point in my life. I was like, there is no fucking way I'm getting through this. And I think all that pain and all that, I hate my life, you can turn that into, okay, cool, I hate my life, so what am I going to do about it? And like, how am I going to change it? And I think a lot of people think that having anxiety or depression or both is, like, obviously it's not fucking nice. Obviously I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, like, I want to experience that again, because I fucking don't. But it also gave me such a different perspective on life, and it gave me such a different perspective on, like, how I can actually change my life. And if you're watching this and you genuinely feel like you're in the lowest point in your life, first of all, nothing that I'm going to say right now is going to make you feel like it's all good right now and it's all going to be fine from now on, because I actually don't want it to be for you. And that sounds fucked, but like, for me, going through struggle gave me discipline, resilience, mental toughness, and just like the drive to actually fucking go and do something and change my life and go and action something, because it's so easy to get comfortable in life. And I think it's so funny, I'm always so careful about what I say because I don't want to invalidate anyone's experience, but I'm just going to speak from my experience and like how I genuinely feel about it. And I hate that I have to disclaim all that, because it's like, everyone has an opinion and you're obviously watching this for a reason. So I genuinely think that having depression and anxiety is literally the biggest advantage point, and that not a lot of people have and have access to. And hitting your rock bottom, like, as fucked as it sounds, is actually the best thing. And it's like, it's an advantage not everyone has, because when you think about it, like, you go through life and nothing really bad's happened, so you're kind of just like comfortable, and you're kind of just like, oh yeah, like, you know, this is it, I'm happy with this, like, that's fine. And then you go through the hardship and really fucked times, and you have the advantage of knowing what you don't want, like, genuinely what you don't want. And that, for me, gave me such a different perspective, and it literally just made me want to be like, I need to fucking change my life, because I hate it all. And not everyone, again, has access to those feelings. And I think when you can channel that into something productive, into yourself, into a business, into a hobby, without addiction, without losing yourself, like, rebuild yourself. And I think if you are in a time where you feel like nothing's going right, or you're behind everyone, or you're anxious, or you're just sad all the time, or you don't feel like you have a purpose, I would really ask yourself, what is it about my life that I hate? And get more specific than everything, then I hate everything. Then, like, I want you to list 3 things that you genuinely wish were different, and hold your word and hold your accountability on one thing. Like, if there's one thing that you actually genuinely want to change, then make that happen. And I think, like, when you're in such a shit mindset, you actually don't really give a fuck what anyone else thinks. And I think that is honestly, like, the best position, sorry, I just had a really good eye itch. I think it's the best position to be in, because it's like fear of judgment is such a massive thing, and it's like when we get comfortable, we don't want to reach out because we're too scared to lose the comfortability. But when you're in rock bottom, when your life can't get any fucking worse, it's like, okay, so I don't have anything to lose. Like, genuinely, if I just try, it can't get worse. And what a blessing. It doesn't feel like it now. I'm not gonna sit here and say it feels amazing, because when I went through that, I was like, I didn't have words, and I'm not even going to try and articulate it, because I don't think you can. But when you're out of it, or when you're going through it, it's like, think of all the things that you've done, or that you are taking action on, or feel inspired to do, because you were at your worst, and you know how shit it feels, and like that you don't want to feel that again. And again, I really want to give you some like tangible things to go off, because every single video, like I've said this before, when I used to get into like self-development and I was like, I need to change my life, I don't understand, there wasn't anything that told me like what to do. And I was like, can someone just tell me what to do, because I'm willing to try anything at this point. And desperation, I think, is also an amazing thing sometimes when channeled correctly, because your brain thinks, like, your brain is thinking differently. It's put in an uncomfortable situation, it's put in a situation that hasn't been in before, it's put in a situation that it's required to think differently to get a different outcome. Because something I say all the time is that if you want a different outcome, you have to have different inputs. Like, you can't expect the same thing or a different thing to happen if you're doing the same thing. And linking this back to something tangible, I want you to think of something that you really want to change, and follow through on your word, and work on it every single day. It could be, even honestly, genuinely, wholeheartedly, if you're not fucking making your bed, start with that. Because if you're not making your bed every single day, I don't understand how you think you're going to get to your dream life, or how you think you're going to get out of anything. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything, and that's one of the sentences that's carried me through the last few years. And any time I try and skip a corner, or any time I'm like, yeah, I'll do it later, or any time I'm like, that's good enough is the worst sentence ever. Because the thing that you accept is the thing that you accept all around. And if you accept that you're gonna half-ass the dishes, and again, I bring this all back to mundane, boring shit, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you feel like you aren't where you want to be, and this is something that I still do, you can use this at whatever level that you're at. If you feel like you're not where you want to be, or you have goals, or you just want to get out of the situation that you're in, ask yourself, am I taking care of the things that I already have? Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you aren't taking care of the things that you already have, or you aren't a master of all the things that you already have, and it doesn't mean you have to be perfect all of the time, I'm saying, like, are you looking after the things that you already have rather than wanting more constantly? And I think in a world full of consumerism and, you know, social media, which is amazing, but you also see how much other people have. And I think in a world full of comparison, and it's like, we don't need all of that all of the time. And yeah, like, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you want to up level, if you want to get better at something, if you want more, if you want to just feel alive and not just feel like you're getting through each day, ask yourself, am I doing everything fully in my day? Or am I half-assing shit? Because when I stopped half-assing shit and I actually held myself accountable, my life changed in so many different ways, because I respected myself to follow through on my word, even if it was the small things. And I've said this in a few videos, your brain doesn't know the difference between fact and fiction, and like, how you do one thing, again, is how you do everything. And if you take anything away from this particular video, stop looking for the future and look into the present and carry out your day with discipline and accountability. And it can be really hard to detach from the future or the past, especially when you're anxious or you're depressed or you're in a shit mindset and you're like, I just need to get out of it, because our brain is wired for comfort, not always success, and it will start to pull memories and emotions from past things, from future daydreams, from future dreams, whatever it is, to make ourselves feel better in the moment, in the real time. And I'm going to keep it nice and short, 10 minutes long, because I'm going to go home. But if there's one thing, that you take from this video, is that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And next time you say in your mind, or you tell yourself, I'll do it later, that's good enough, it can wait another day, whatever, that's you telling yourself that I'm not worthy of achieving what I want to achieve. And it really doesn't matter what it is. It's never about the surface level thing. It's always about something deeper. And I think that is all I'm going to say. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah, right.